All right. So, first of all, I'd like to know why did you decide to get the coaching session?
Well, I've been playing League for a few years, kind of off and on. I have a lot of outside game responsibilities now, in my later years of life. But every time I do try to climb, I kind of get stuck around Silver One, it feels like. And this last time, I started trying to climb. So I started in January and then I couldn't get out of bronze and then I kind of stopped
Hmm.
playing for a bit. And I just picked it back up a couple weeks ago and been watching all your vids and I feel like I have improvement. I still have like
Mm-hmm.
some questions about the matchups that I tend to just lose and also just how to compensate when my laners feed early, but otherwise, I see like results from everything I'm learning from you, like to be able to carry as Echo in a way I
Mm-hmm.
hadn't before. So I'm optimistic that I will be able to climb out of bronze at least, but I I I fear that I still have mistakes. Like I
For
don't
sure,
know
but
yeah, when I'm like a little behind, like maybe
mhm.
I'm misreading when I should go in and stuff, but I was hoping that you'd help identify my blind spots. So
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, yeah, but it's definitely visible that you actually you seem to be winning way more games, and you're also having like good stats in some of them, right? So maybe my videos actually already helped you quite a bit. I mean, I'm sure, like, if you're a bronze player, I'm like not even arrogant to say I think that they can definitely help you get out of bronze. My videos alone, they should be able to. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I guess what's your goal this season then, rank wise?
I'm not sure how much longer we have. I would love to get to
Mm.
plat if I
I mean,
could.
there's gonna be like this mid-season reset in a couple of weeks. I think on the 20th. But
Okay.
after that, it's like it's basically still the same season, right? It's just gonna the ranks are just gonna reset.
Yeah.
So okay, platinum. Yeah, I guess kind of also depends on your LP gains and like where you're at right now. Of course, we'll find that out. But generally, I think if you actually improve a lot, then platinum is not a rank that is unreachable by any means. And even then,
Okay.
if you feel like you are improved and your MMR is holding you back, you could always just get a new account, right? Because they like new accounts usually have around platinum MMR, I would say. So if you're not playing below this skill level, then you should just be able to climb.
Cool.
Yeah. So I mean, what do you think your biggest weakness at the moment is?
Um, I think that I have some macro game problems still. Like sometimes I'll feel like we can end the game early if I go ahead and take inhib and do an early Baron, and then it ends up like not panning out and we lose. We throw like hard because of my call, so that's bad.
Hmm.
And then I just have like I do really good. I feel like when I get ahead. But when
Hmm.
I'm not ahead, like how do I catch back up? And then I think I just need to probably not get
Okay, but
behind
why?
because I
Yeah, exactly. Why do you fall behind? Because that's usually the thing, right? I hear that so often from people in your elo or even like higher elos. It's just
yeah,
they don't know how to play from behind. Of course, it will happen every now and then, but I would say you should only fall behind in like the let's say like falling behind means for me that you're behind in like the first 15 minutes or whatever of the game maybe, and that really
yeah,
should not happen more than like let's say 1 out of 20 games maybe. It really because in the jungle you're so safe generally that you should if you just make the correct decisions you should never really fall behind. Like, of course, it happens sometimes. You just make the wrong decisions. I also make the wrong decisions, and then you just lose games. It's normal, but it's like it really shouldn't happen. Like you shouldn't even have to learn so much how to play from behind. Like you just should be
yeah,
able to play consistently, play your own game, and then the game's just an easy mode. Right? Like in your elo, especially, I guess we'll talk about that in a second as well. With League of Grass, it's very visible that you're just probably not playing aggressive enough. But yeah, as I said, we'll talk about that in a second. So are there like maybe specific situations as well that you're struggling? Maybe, I mean, we kind of talked about that already, but maybe like just getting
yeah.
into the games, closing games out. Which one would you say is?
Well, I have some trouble with some matchups. I have four here on my notes I wanted to ask you
Mm-hmm.
about. So right now I'm banning Kha'Zix, and I feel
Mm.
like it's good because every time I don't, he just steamrolls my team. He just gets like 50 kills, it feels like. But um, so I'm banning Kha'Zix still.
Mm-hmm.
Kindred, like 3 out of 4 Kindreds are really bad right now in my elo, but that one that's good,
I
it
mean,
kicks
let's be
my
real.
butt.
4 out of 4 are probably bad, but they still are. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand what you mean, of course.
Yeah, like when they get ahead, they're really problematic.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been sticking with the Kazakhs band. But the other junglers that have been kind of kicking me around are Ivern. Like
Mm-hmm.
they just come take all my farm. I don't know what to do to
Yeah.
prevent it. Then I get really far behind. I don't know how to catch up without like taking risky invades because I don't know where their team is. So anything on Ivern, and then I have a few others, but I don't see Ivern that much, so I guess it's
Yeah.
not a big problem. But Karthus,
Mm-hmm.
I went against the Karthus jungle, man, and like I would kill him and it's good, and he would ult and kill me every time. So every time I got a
Mm.
kill, it was hit for tat, he'd kill me back, and that sucked. Um,
Okay. Okay, so do you want me to answer like each matchup? I would say like Kazakh's definitely a
sure.
matchup where I think it's worth a ban. Right? Like I'm personally banning Ranger, but it's really a elo difference because in like my elo people can actually play Ranger, so he's worth a ban. I think in bronze he's definitely not worth a ban. And
Okay.
Kazakh's is similar to Ranger in the way that he can definitely bully you if he's ahead. So yeah, I think you should
Yeah.
just keep banning him. And if you see him often enough that it's also worth it, then yeah, just ban him. With Kindred, I think you often like with Kindred, you can just really punish her very hard for when she wants to invade you, right? Because you know when she will invade you, basically because of the marks. Or and
Yeah.
especially low elo players, they usually go for invades that shouldn't be legal. Like they
Yeah.
should not be allowed to even go there, and then you can just really try to punish. Of course, like usually for punishing, you might need your team or whatever, and in bronze people might not move. But if you're strong enough on your own, you can even punish her on your own. But it's definitely yeah, Kindred is for sure a matchup that is at the moment a little bit difficult because Kindred is quite strong. The way to play against her is just like don't just realize that you're gonna lose extended fights, right? Because she's basically an ADC. She just has a lot of DPS. So against Kindred, you should basically always build Lichbane and then just go for like bursty fights, right? Just fight in small bursts. Don't let her trade back too much. And yeah, that should be the general playstyle against any ADC, anyways. With Kindred, the problem I often have when I play in that matchup is that she's kind of tanky. And also her ult, of course, disables you from getting one-shots, which is really annoying in a lot of games. But yeah, as I said, right, in your elo, people are realistically not playing their champs to the capacity they can be played at anyways. So, like, none of these matchups are actually scary in your elo. You just need to learn how to punish the mistakes in general, right? Like, really thinking about matchups is not something you should really worry too much about before Diamond, even, I would say.
Okay.
If you just punish all the mistakes that are like completely, how do you say, unrelated to the champs, like just mistakes that where like people don't respect your strength or whatever, then you're just gonna win no matter the matchup. And yeah, Ivan, for example, I would say it's definitely also a difficult matchup. It's just one of those champs that's not worth banning because nobody plays him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's definitely very strong at the moment for sure. And what was the other
Yeah.
one? Last
Well,
one?
I thought I mentioned Carthus and Ivor, but I
Mm,
don't see those very often, so I don't really know if
yeah.
it's worth talking about. But another one I do see a good bit more often is Mayokai, and he kicked my
He's
butt.
definitely
One time.
difficult.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
chasing me down and stuff, and I was running, but then I was like, man, maybe I should have just fought to try and fight my proc my passive and then run, but I didn't, and I just kept getting killed over and over again by him. But
Yeah. It's like Maokai, you usually just need to keep at range. But yeah, he's definitely a champ that can disable you quite hard because he has point to click CC. Like, it's very hard to engage on people when he's standing around them. Again, one of those champs that is not picked too often, in my opinion. And like with Karthus, it's. Uh, the only problem I personally have with Karthus is that you're basically always kind of on a timer because he just scales so well and it's just super difficult to play in the late game when he just starts the fight with ult and then everyone's on half HP.
yeah,
But like overall, he's a champ that you can farm quite hard as Ekko. Like you can, that's basically what you said, right? You kill him and then you die, but that's just the part that's probably that's like the biggest problem. You shouldn't always die to him. Like maybe you can die if you fuck up, but like generally, if you dodge his Qs, then you should never die. So you probably just need more awareness there. I mean, how long have you been playing? Like you said, for a couple of seasons on this account, you only have like one season
yeah. I've had
played.
a few accounts through the
Mm,
years. I started playing a little bit back in I think 2018, but then I
mm,
didn't get into rank till 2019, and I made it to like high silver in that season, and then this new account, yeah, I started kind of playing in I think it was last year or something. I
mm-hmm.
can't remember exactly. But yeah,
Okay.
so a little bit. But I'm kind of in my later years. I have a family and kids, so I haven't been to the point where I can just binge out all day like I used to when
Yeah.
I was playing competitive games. But I can
I
get a
mean,
few games in each day,
yeah, that's
probably.
enough. I mean, for getting to like platinum or whatever, that should definitely be enough if you just understand certain things for sure. Um, no, but like the question I actually wanted to ask was like, do you feel like you know all the abilities in the game of the champions? Because that's of course a big reason how like you cannot play well, you cannot be good at the game if you don't even know what's gonna hit you, right?
Right. I don't know like all the champion cooldowns. So like I'll see them use
Mm,
abilities. I know their abilities, but I'm like I really don't know, have it memorized how long before they hit me again
mm.
with it.
I mean, I don't know the exact numbers either, but I usually know like if it's a longer cooldown or shorter cooldown. That's definitely important to know for sure.
Yeah.
Um, So if you actually want to improve and you feel like you're just missing information, especially for like meta champs, just look it up, right? Like just look. It's gonna take you literally 10 seconds, and then you see, okay, this cooldown is like 15 seconds, and you know,
Yeah,
okay, it's a
yeah,
longer cooldown, and next time you're not gonna be surprised. Let's say, for example, Karthus, you know that it's like a super short cooldown, so you just know if he's around you, you need to permanently dodge his Qs, and that's basically it. And with Ekko, he's a champ that has a lot of movement speed. It's kind of easy to dodge the Karthus Qs, or it should be.
yeah.
Are there like any common mistakes or like bad habits in your gameplay that you notice that like often lose your games? You
Oh,
kind of said right, like making bad calls maybe, but that's not really.
yeah. Well, I think I still take fights when my ult's down, which is dumb.
Mhm.
I've been really trying not to do that lately.
I mean, it depends,
But
but yeah, if you know that you can win a fight without ult, of course take it. But generally, of course, you shouldn't look to fight too much if you don't have ult. You know.
yeah, I think my map awareness is kind of bad sometimes because I'll take a fight and think I'm gonna win it, and then like get piled on by three people, and I'm like, "What?
Hmm.
How'd that happen?" And I was just unaware, totally oblivious to their positioning, I guess. But
Yeah. Okay. I mean, the only way to fix that really is to just look at the minimap, right?
yeah,
There's no other way around it. No kind of coaching will help you. You really just need to put in the effort and look at the stuff that's happening. Are you using
yeah,
any jungle timer app?
yeah, yeah. I
Okay,
am.
that's good. Okay, let me just share my screen. I guess we can look at the OPGG.
Okay,
Tell me when you can see it.
yeah, I see it.
Okay, I mean, overall your stats are of course not very good, but definitely since you have improved a little bit, I would say they're not super representative. Like because it's
Yeah,
111 games and you only discovered me like not too long ago, so overall, definitely still right. Your farm's super low. It's like to be expected in people in your elo for sure. But just realize that farming is actually the easy part about jungling. It really is because it's PVE gameplay. You don't need any skill for that. You just need to make the decisions at the right time, basically. But the jungle timer app should really help you with that. And just realize that farming is gonna make the game so much easier, especially in your elo, because everyone farms super bad. So as if you just farm, like even if you have like let's say 6.5 CSU, which is also still not good. You're gonna be above average, and that's just gonna make the game easier, you know, because you'll have more gold available to you. You're just automatically gonna be stronger, and that kind of snowballs into you also being able to just get more kills as well. So it's not what I usually say. It's the biggest focus for someone in your elo is probably gonna be mechanics. That's like the uh, that's usually like the biggest. We can't say mistakes, but it's like the biggest room for improvement there.
yeah,
But it's also one thing that just doesn't improve overnight, right? Mechanics is something that improves just by playing a lot, I would say. And of course, for example, for me, I would say my mechanics have really improved these last two seasons a lot, just by me thinking about the game, like really actively thinking about what's going on in the game, like thinking about all the abilities and this kind of stuff. And it's
yeah,
definitely something that you just need to get used to, but I think it's the only way to get good mechanically.
yeah.
Then, like,
I
definitely what's
feel
also, yeah.
good. I was just gonna say I feel pretty good mechanically. Like sometimes I'll get stuck on a ridge with rocket belt for some reason. I still like when I'm trying to use it to escape or something. Like I don't understand the angle. It seems different than E. Like E, I can kind of not get stuck on walls, but if I rocket
Mm.
belt at the wrong angle, it's like
Yeah, it
I'm getting
happens.
stuck
But that's
out of
not
nowhere.
mechanics, right? That's just like some
Okay.
random stuff that happens sometimes. But mechanics, of course, is like dodging skill shots, doing like really quick combos and this kind of stuff, catching
Yeah,
people
yeah,
off
yeah.
guard even. Definitely, like what's super visible is your kills are super low. That's basically what I said already. you're just playing too passive, it seems like, and that's something I've had this many times, right? With people, they just don't know what kind of mistakes they can even punish. But like, I will also recommend you already, even before we see how you play for the next couple of games, just play as aggressive as possible. Honestly, I mean, you've been doing better for sure. You've had some high kill games, definitely. So
Yeah.
maybe you have improved, and these stats are not really representative, as I said, but. Overall, I can still just tell you, just play super aggressive, especially if you don't care too much about your elo, and you care more about improving, then you will get the LP back really quickly after you have improved, right? So,
Okay.
yeah, definitely your devs are also a little bit too high, but not in a problematic way. I would say this is very average for people in your elo. It's not something to focus on. I'd rather see you have more kills and then maybe die a bit more because you're just testing your limits, but that's really what's gonna improve you.
Okay.
Um, yeah, like item building wise, I guess you just copy what I do, so I don't think there's any big problems. Mm.
Yeah, and I saw a video where you said if you go Lich Bane, sometimes you'll take 2 of the minor runes and adaptive
Yeah,
forces.
but
I
that
heard.
was kind of outdated, honestly.
Yeah, okay. And so I started doing the newer, stuff I learned from you more recently. But if you see some of the games, like some games, I would take Shadow Flame as my what is that, my fourth or fifth
Yeah, I
item.
also don't like
But
that anymore
yeah,
because I
yeah,
heard
yeah. I heard.
many good people say that it's not good and like white stuff is better, whatever. Just one quick second, like someone in chat is asking what runes do you recommend in lower elos. This is the rune page I recommend. Basically, this one, except for I always take health because it just scales the best. Like unless I'm playing, for example, I would say this game actually makes sense to take armor because they're so AD heavy. But usually
Okay,
teams are kind of mixed damage, and then I just take the health. And
okay.
then also electrocute is just like also someone asking why electrocute. It's just the best rune. Like I'm not gonna
Yeah,
go into too much detail, but it's just better than Dark Harvest. And first strike
yeah,
is fine, I guess. A lot of people play first strike. For me personally, first strike is too defensive. I don't like it.
yeah. When you recommended electrocute and I switched, I saw such a huge difference in my early game. It was awesome.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like electrocute allows you to just play the game in the early game. So that's why I really like it. Do you switch up your smite choice? I haven't looked through like every game, or do
I
you just always
was,
go green
but
smite?
then, yeah, well, I guess if they just have no CC that I
Mm-hmm.
can reduce nasty, I would consider it. But like Green Smite has been really good too.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
love.
think green smite is for sure always a fine choice. Like it really is. It always gives you extra HP, which is never useless. And then in like some games you might need like movement speed or whatever, but that's really stuff more advanced stuff that you definitely don't need to think about as a bronze one player.
Yeah,
So yeah, with the boot choice also, I would say they're usually correct. I see that you switch them up. Maybe maybe in some games you could go for Sorks. Let's say this game, for example, I don't think Mercs are definitely necessary because it's like only Swain CC and only Nocturne CC, which is both not CC that should hit you really easily, right? Like Swain is
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
easy to dodge, and with Nocturne you usually are able to get out of range unless you
yeah.
misplay. Mm. But yeah, like as I said, overall your OPGG looking fine. You're just basically copying what I do, and I think that's good. I mean, for example, this game I would say definitely Mercs are valuable here. Very
Yeah.
risky to like, especially Maokai and like what you really need to think about is not only the amount of CC, like the amount of clamps they have with CC, but also just the way they can layer it, right? Imagine a Maokai just W something, then the Lux will hit her Q every single time, basically, or
Yeah.
like any of this CC, and then you're just gonna be CC for such a long time. And if you take away 30% of that with the Mercs, then it's just gonna make it so much harder for them. But I guess if you play
Okay.
Greensmith every game, you always have some tenacity anyway, so maybe that can be enough. But like in this game, for example, I think it's super high CC. You should definitely get
Gotcha.
the Mercs. Yeah, then like this is probably the most telling part of your gameplay, right? This you're just below average even for bronze players when it comes to damage dealt.
Okay.
So this just shows you're too passive basically. So just as I said already, just play more aggressive, really test your limits, find them, like understand how strong Ekko can be. Like I think at the moment Ekko has been the strongest he's been in a while as well. If we look at the win rate,
Yeah.
I mean in Platinum Plus not really, but in Master Plus I think he had some pretty good win rates earlier. No, actually it went down quite a bit. Wow, like when the patch dropped, it was at like 52% win rate. I guess because idiots started playing Dark Harvest again. That's it. Dumb.
Gotcha.
No, like red. Okay, now actually Red Smite is the highest win rate smite. That's interesting. I've also been enjoying it a bit in some games, but yeah, like I don't know, this rune setup. I guess it's the highest win rate one, but I really don't like it. It's only a bunch of games anyways. But yeah, I think Ekko's still in a decent spot. A lot of the other jungles like that were super oppressive before that were nerfed. So just understand that he's not a champ you need to be scared of, or not a champ that is weak at the moment. So you shouldn't feel like you're holding yourself back by playing or anything like that. Definitely
All right.
one thing with your duels win rate, it's too low. Like
Yeah.
as I said, it's expected in your elo, but it's like you're losing over half the battles you're taking, basically, which is of course not a good stat if you listen to it like that, right? So this can definitely be much higher, but it always comes down. Like, have you been playing Ekko the last seasons as well, or did you just start this season?
Just started maining him like a couple weeks ago. Because like before when I was playing in January, I kept going between support and jungle. I couldn't decide. Then I started trying to play Rammus and Jarvan, and I was doing like comp-based picking. But just
Hmm.
since I found your stuff in the last few weeks, I've just started only running Echo every time because I want to get good
Yeah.
at him. And
Yeah, I think
so,
that's good. Honestly, like, I'm not trying to be toxic or anything, but like comp-based picking in your elo, I don't think you should ever do that because you probably just don't even have the knowledge to actually make like the really good decisions, anyways, right? Of course, sometimes you might be able to just say, yes, we need a tank in this team or whatever, and then you can pick a tank that's of course fine. But I think for climbing, it's much better to just have a champion that you enjoy and then play him and like learn the limits with that champ and just learn the mechanics and this kind of stuff. And I think it's
cool.
also a much more enjoyable experience for most people.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah, as I said, this is definitely your biggest thing you need to work on. I think just play more aggressive. Let's see. Of course, these grass they should usually just be a line, right? Like an exponential line, basically, with your gold advantage. Especially with Ekko, right? He's a champ that can snowball so well. So if you manage to get a gold advantage early, you should just be able to have a very exponential line here. Same with the minions, of course. As I said already, it's a good way to just have very easy games if you have more farm. And then, like, yeah, your item. This all ties into your item completion times being quite late, right? I mean, the average bronze player is even slower than you, but it can be around like 10 something here, right? And it makes such a huge difference having your items earlier, especially on a snowbally champ like Ekko. But we'll see why that is, I guess. Mm, it's definitely good. I think objectives are something that I really only learned this season. That it's super important to get them, and they win you a lot of games. So it is also good to see that you seem to prioritize heralds. Mm, One thing definitely, like with the first Baron kill time, this is something you can see in higher elos. It goes down so much because people realize that you can actually take the Nash so quickly nowadays. Like there's been such damage creep in the game that people like you can usually take the Baron right as it spawns with just like 3 people or something. It's so disgusting. So definitely like maybe sometimes you can just ping your team to do it more, but also of course at the same time people just farm worse in your elo, so they are maybe a little bit weaker as well. So it might not be as possible. But it's not the big stuff anyways, right? With the objectives, I would say your biggest focus should just be to play more aggressive. Let's see if you're someone that surrenders a lot. I mean, not really more than the average, I would say. I guess that's fine. Yeah, this is something you mentioned, but this is not for Ekko only, these stats here, but still, this is something you said, right? You're struggling when you're behind.
Yeah.
I mean, with Ekko, yeah, he is not a nice champ to play from behind. You can still win games if you just farm well and whatever, but usually that's of course not what's happening in these kind of games. I guess I'd just like to see, like, do you do the Raptors path, by the way?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay, yeah,
Love
I
them.
guess I'd just like to see how you clear your jungle really quick.
Cool.
See if there's any problems there. So just go into, I think practice tool is, oh, whoops, I just left the call. My bad. I think practice tool is enabled again, right? So
Yeah.
just share your screen and
All right.
we'll see. Would you say that you're good at clearing the jungle, or?
I think so. I have gone and practiced too.
Mhm.
I thought I lost you. I heard a bloop. Okay, you're here. I have done some practice and practice
No,
too.
why are you adding a bot? I mean, it doesn't matter, but
Health adaptive.
okay. Again, like with the jungling, I just want to check if there's like any major mistakes, but overall, it's also not one of the things. Like the efficiency with the jungle clearing is definitely something that's easy to improve, but
Yeah.
it's also not the most important stuff. But what the fuck kind of mouse do you have?
Oh, well, this little add-on I've been using for a while called YOLO Mouse. It just changes your cursor because I was having trouble losing my cursor on my screen, and now I'm used to it. So
Okay, interesting.
my jungle timers don't seem to be working.
Yeah, what app are you using?
U.GG.
Oh, okay.
Let me try and reopen.
30 seconds of convenience.
I mean, you really don't need it for the thing here,
Yeah,
anyways, right? For the
that's
practice
true.
tool.
I just want to make sure it's working for when we do queue up,
Yeah, yeah,
you
for
know.
sure.
Still not, but
Yeah, sometimes I think it often doesn't work when when you're already in game. You probably just need to restart. Okay. Do you feel like you often get kills in your early game or no?
yeah, if the lanes aren't like pushed out like crazy, I feel like I have a pretty high success gank rate.
Hmm. Yeah, the pad is a little bit bugged right now as well. It's kind of
What is?
annoying. The jungle pad, like it sometimes just doesn't attack the small ones anymore. That's like that has cost
Got
me some time as well, but not much you can do about that. Okay. Definitely proc the passive on the medium one, but yeah, other than that, I guess your jungle clearing is fine. There's no major problems. Like, would you say you do like the EQ combo and whatever?
yeah.
Just do it
I've
on the
been
brand
trying
here
to.
really quick. Just like kill the brand. Yeah, like, imagine you're just ganking him. Okay, okay. Okay, nice. Yeah. Alright, yeah, I guess you can just go in game. Like in a live game. Maybe just go into practice really quick to see if the jungle timers are working or something, if you've restarted it, but... Yeah, I think your jungle clearing is fine. Only mistake I would say is just the not proccing passive on the medium croc. That's always proc your passive, right? It's your biggest amount of
Yeah,
damage.
yeah. Okay.
How much time you have, how you use it.
But would you say that you usually do the EQ combo as well every time in game, or not that much?
Yeah, I think that I do. So I've seen some different people because I was watching this other guy play Ekko that's high ranked before you. Like, so back in January, I started doing that. And he'll E into range. Well, let me just. The jungle timers are working now. Um, so like he'll E. Well, my mouse cursor's not working. One sec.
Well,
But he would like E into range, then Q, and then he'd blink over with his E auto attack, you know?
Yeah.
So like all of the like what I'm trying to do is put my Q on top of them so it will hit them twice as quick as possible and then get into auto attack range. Is that kind of the right way to think?
Again, like what?
So like as close as I can get my Q like at max range to be actually on top of their face, I
Mm-hmm.
try to do that. Um Does that make sense?
I mean, the thing is, you can just generally can't make statements like these. Ah, no, it's working. The jungle timers, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Things are just always different, right? You just need to be able to adapt to certain situations, I guess. There are situations where you don't want to do the EQ combo. In like
Yeah.
most situations, you want to do it, though, so just so you can proc the passive right away, right? I guess you can just go in
Yeah.
game now then.
Yeah, if I'm there, like I'll try to like E in and then Q and then blink onto him so that my Q's return is less distance if I can. But sometimes, yeah, if perfect range, like if I'm like right here, I'll just
That's like super advanced stuff, I would say, that you really don't
Okay.
need to worry about. You know, there's like I don't know if you've heard of Drutut, but he's like a top player, like a top lane player, challenger. But he played some mid lane, and he also liked playing Ekko, and he literally didn't do the EQ combo a single time, and he still managed to just get Grandmaster, right? So
Oh,
it's
wow.
like, or no, even challenger. So it's like you really don't need these combos. It's just they're gonna make your game easier, of course, if you can do them.
Yeah.
But that's not the stuff that actually matters that much. I'm still obviously gonna ask, and like of course, if you're gonna be an Ekko man, you should definitely put in the time to learn these combos. But as I said, it's not the big stuff. The big stuff is really usually just the decision making, and the mechanics. Like overall mechanics are for sure the easiest way to climb. If you're just better mechanically than people in your games, then you're just gonna win so easily. I think you don't necessarily need to swap. I also like I don't really like picking in the first rotation. Other than that, it's fine, right? If nobody wants to swap here with you, then you shouldn't be mad about it. You can ask the ADC as well, of course. But you know, wait, why is it automatically banning Kazakhs?
Well, I have this team advisor add-on through
You're cheating.
It's kind of nice.
I've never seen that. Well, it's interesting. Yeah, I guess if nobody wants to swap here, then you're fine, right? I really, but even then, like you're in bronze, so it's like people probably are not gonna draft against you.
Okay.
So like, don't be mad about it or anything. Yeah, generally Ekko is not like the best champ to first pick because of course if you play against a lot of CC, then you're gonna have a much harder time than you need to. But
Yeah.
Oh, there's a feared Kindred matchup. Let's see how much we can punish her for her invades. Or possible invades, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see, if they pick more AD, then you might also take armor here, of course.
Okay.
But, of course, they only picked 2 champs so far. Oh, I mean... Definitely looking quite AD heavy so far. Okay. Oh, never mind. If you're playing against like literally 5 AD champs, you can of course also build steel caps.
Okay.
There was one game in your match history where there were like 4 ADC champs, also with the Kindred. I think it was one of your most recent ones. Where,
Yeah.
But yeah, like this game you just go Sorks. I would say, and then
Would
This-
you build steel caps against Master Yi too? Because it seems
Yeah.
like when he gets on there, I just get destroyed.
Yeah,
in
in
that matchup.
general, I mean, yeah, it's kind of not just against him, of course. Only if he's in a team with like full auto attacking champs as well. Of
Yeah.
course, like, but yeah, generally you probably should just go Sork so you have more burst damage and then you can run away from him because yeah, he will out DPS you no matter what. He also deals quite a bit of true damage anyway, so the steel caps aren't even that great. Yeah, I was about to say like this game might actually be one where you should build Red Smite.
Red, okay.
Because your team doesn't have massive amounts of CC, right? You only have like Ashe, Heimerdinger, and like Yo, and they all have like okay CC, but none of it is super. Like none of it is guaranteed to hit basically. Anyway, so I think the Red Smite might really help you, and also the enemy champions are quite quick sometimes, right? The Tryndamere Jhin, so the slow from so the slow definitely helps.
All right.
Yeah, and also the damage, of course, is sometimes nice. But aren't like people in chat are saying that you're well, you're a bronze one, right? Like I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're a bronze one. Is this just your normal account?
I'm in promos right now, I think, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Oh, you're in silver promos now?
I think so.
Oh, damn. Okay. Good time to get a coaching. Do you want me to give you like active advice or mostly
Yeah,
let you play your
yeah,
game?
yeah.
Okay.
definitely would rather use this time to learn as much as I can. Not really worried about being distracted for the
Okay.
promos. That's no. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Oh yeah, there's people in chat were just thinking the bronze looked like gold a little bit, but it's bronze, the border.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely something you can look at as well, right? Like, that's the only thing I really look at is the mastery. I just see if people have played their champs before. I don't usually make too many decisions based off of that because, of course, people might have just played their champs on other accounts, but still. It's definitely something you can look at. I wouldn't look at my teammates overall. Like, I never look at their OPGG or anything because it usually just makes you mad or anything or, like, influences your decisions for no reason. Against Kindred, you definitely need to ward here. Like, not here, but to your left, basically. No, like, more left, so you can see when they hop over the river, right? Like, yeah, there where you click, yeah, around there. Because she can just hop over the Rift Herald pit, right? With her Q, level 2,
Gotcha.
So yeah, like, in like, let's say 10 seconds, you should just put a ward there, around there. Just so you see both entrances. Wait, the Ziggs has a Spell Thieves? Is he support? Oh, it's 6 support, yeah. And definitely place a ward. Don't recall, don't recall. Just place a ward. Don't recall, don't recall, don't. No, don't. Like, keep the wards and go to the Raptors, of course. I think you should only take your. You should only get the sweeper on your second or third base.
Okay.
Definitely just do this path. And then see if you can maybe gank bot, of course. You just hit the most healthy ones here, right? There's this one, yeah, exactly this one. It's fine though. As I said, this is like the really small stuff anyways, being super efficient with this.
No.
Okay. No, yeah, proc on the medium croc. Okay. Yeah, just now definitely where you need to start looking bot and see if you go there or if you just go base right away. Like, just look there. Yeah, you might actually be able to go there. Just ping for your W maybe as well. Yeah, okay, just go. Just go. Yeah, nice. Just recall. Definitely didn't need to flash there, but it's fine. We'll talk about all that stuff afterwards anyways. Yeah, actually just invest in yourself, yeah. You're so fat here, you really need to realize that. Also, look top right away here. Look top, see if you can go there right away. Yeah, you can't because he's full HP. I mean, you maybe could even, but I don't think you should. So just clear your jungle. Like, go to the crab first because it's gonna spawn, since you spent some extra time on bot. Yeah, and then you might be able to just go mid. Or actually, now look top. Look top. See, like, you see that they're fighting. Yeah, you can just go there. Yeah, you win that. You win that so hard. You have extra items. You just kill her. Let's place W. Okay. That's fine. Just get the crab. Don't overcommit. Just get the crab and then jungle down. I mean, you kind of want to get her crab as well, I guess, with the stack, which is a little bit annoying that it didn't spawn here. I guess look mid. Look mid. Is the Aurelion still low? No, he's not DTP'd back. Okay. No, just clear your grump. Like, go to your grump. It's fine. And look top again. Look top again for sure. I mean, yeah, just clear your jungle. Honestly, should maybe go top. Yeah, I think she's dead. The Gwen. Also use your W at this point for clearing. Yeah, maybe you should have helped your Gwen to push, but no, just keep clearing. At this point, there's no reason to go top. I don't know why Heimerdinger is going top. Is he mad or something? He might be. I think he's too healthy for you to gank. You can definitely die to him. So just make the decision here to jungle, because it's like clearing this whole side is basically a kill, right? That's how you need to think about it. And it's a kill that nobody can take away from you because it's PvE gameplay. Definitely get the wolf. Again, like now you can look mid really quick, see if you can maybe gank. Probably not, although, I mean, he is a little bit low. Oh, Kindred's invading you. Oh, she's not allowed to do that. Literally just fight her here. You can just kill her. Ping Urion is AFK. He doesn't see. Okay, yeah, just run away. It's fine. You got her flash. Really realize that at this point you're actually just so much stronger because you have the items. Right, just press tab. You're also not pressing tab ever. So okay, I mean she has a Sheen, but you're still stronger. You have a Dark Seal and Lasting Wand. I guess since your Heimerdinger is trolling a little bit, probably can't gank bot here, and you're also too low. I think you should just recall after these camps. Again, I think just invest in yourself, get 2 amp tomes. Be as strong as possible. Maybe go for the Drake right away, and also get a sweeper now, I think. Get a sweeper and a control ward as well, maybe. Although, no, fuck the control ward. Although, I mean... no, stop. Okay, whatever. You sold it instead of just giving it back, it's fine though. I think, like, I know I'm giving you like a lot of feedback right now, of course, but
That's alright.
it's like in general when you go in debt, I like getting the control words because you're just maximizing the value. But in generally, of course, you also want to complete your items here. Well, this guy's not allowed to do Drake, just kill her. Place a W somewhere there where you're gonna fight, yeah. Could be difficult. You don't have any abilities. Yeah, just wait for your abilities to come up. Careful. This is a situation where you should definitely sweep, right? Maybe they have a ward here. Get the crap. Really? Never mind. The realms there. Yeah, I guess just try to get your red. At this point, it's definitely difficult because your Heimerdinger is not on bot. Maybe you shouldn't have even went for Drake because of that, but... I mean, the Kindred also wanted to do Drake when she wasn't really allowed to. You might be able to fight this with the Yon in a second here, but you're definitely a little bit low. I guess just go to your Grump after red buff here. You're gonna regen a bit. No, don't take the... Yeah, just go to your Grump and then puff down. And also maybe def top since nobody's there and you can get the wave. But for sure be careful since Trinimer's level 6. Oh, level 7 even. He probably has ult and you're like on 1 HP. I probably don't even def it because he will just dive you. Just get the Grump and puff down. Kinda sucks, but you can't really def that. Especially since you don't have info if he has ult or not.
Yeah.
Maybe after the wolves you can def it, but I don't know. That Drake is also actually being done right now still by your team, I think. No, it's not. But yeah, just path there. I don't know, you're kinda giving up top, of course, but you're not the one that should be defing it. This is such an ARAM here. Definitely get the camp here, or like shove in mid actually, shove in mid for level 6. And then also because that makes it so they have to go there. And then go to Drake, because your team's doing it. Another Q. Get the cannon. It's like, it's almost a kill. It's like a third of a kill, I mean. Almost. Like, always get them. I guess your team actually gets the Drake without you even. It's good. Don't even E over there next time, right? It's just a waste of time. Just clear your jungle. Clear your jungle, recall, and then maybe look for Herald. It's definitely good that your team managed to get the Drake even without you. You're still doing fine here. I think, can you buy the rocket build after you recall here? No. Maybe look to do something on bot then. Like, look if you can kill them. They look like they want to fight. Just kill those small ones with your Q here. Yeah, and look. Yeah, definitely look if you can kill the Jhin. You're not really looking at the enemies enough. Yeah, you can actually just dive. Like, ping for a dive. Kindred is there, but yeah, sweep as well. Always sweep when you're here. Like, you need to know if you're being spotted. Yeah, like, I don't know. Nah, that was not the way you need to go for the dive, by the way. We'll talk about that more after, though. Yeah, I guess just go at this point. Just go. Just go. You have ult anyways. Just go on him. Just go, like, go on the Jhin. Ult? No. Again, you didn't need to flash there, but it's fine.
Okay.
Just recall and get your rocket belt. I don't think you should stay here. I mean, you could maybe, but yeah, this is bronze 1 elo. Oh, okay, Punisher. I mean, yeah, just leave. She still has ult. Okay. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, a little bit unfortunate you didn't hit your Q, otherwise she could never have followed you there. But see, like, now you have your rocket build at 10:30 and that's completely fine. Right, of course it sucks you gave a big shutdown to Kindred, but you can still play the game, so it's not a huge deal. Just go to your top side, I guess. Maybe look if you just get the Herald. Like, definitely get the crab first. And then, depending on how they're mid died, so you kind of have pressure there. Oh, okay, the Trinamir's just taking over the game. That's a bit of a problem, of course. The crab is also gonna be gone, I think. I mean, you can check for it really quick, but it should be gone since Trinamir's there. Oh, it's not, okay. Well, it's bronze. Yeah, just take it. So make sure you get the last hit. I guess at this point you check if the Raptors are up. Check if the Raptors are up. Or I guess look top. Yeah, go top. Just go top. Since Yurion is also here. And this guy's probably a big shutdown. Yeah, that's good. E, and you kill him. Nice. Big. Yep, just jungle down now. Like, just start at Grump and jungle down. I guess technically you should start at blue here, but it's like not a huge difference anyways. I also don't think you should use this smite because you don't have 2 stacks. Like, only smite for the camps if you have 2 stacks. Also, definitely look top. Every time you see, like, that's something you said, right? You're not really, you don't have good map awareness, and that definitely shows. You just need to look, every time you see, like, if you're jungling, get into the habit of just looking at the minimap if you have, after you have used your cooldowns, basically. That's like a really good time to just always look at the minimap, and then if you see something going on, like, you can even, of course, look at the map. Like, if you play Ekko all the time, you just know your cooldowns and whatever. Like, for me, I can just, I press the buttons and whatever, I can look at the map the whole time, basically, but like, every time you see something happening on the map, look there. You need to get the actual info, right? You need to get the info of like how. No, like, don't think that you're going there if you're not, right? But just look there. You can go there actually. I guess we have the rocket belt. Yeah, just place a W behind them somewhere. Yeah, go in there, Aurelion. He's dead. Oh. Yeah, I mean, you definitely just fucked up mechanically here. You could have killed the. You probably could have killed all of them. But we will talk about that, I guess, afterwards. Yeah, this is definitely a Lich Bane game. Yeah, just buy the Aether Wisp. I don't think you should buy the Emptom now. Because you're not that fat, you know? Like, permanently wasting 50 gold is not super good, of course. Yeah, I mean, okay, definitely go bot. The Kindred hasn't even invaded your red for some reason. I guess try to contest the crab. And maybe even you're gonna... I think Dash's gonna be dead or win before you're there, but... Might actually win. I don't know why she even flashed. Like, the flash gave her absolutely nothing. You might be able to kill her, though. Maybe she's stupid. Okay. Now, just go to the crab. Yeah, you can place W in the river here somewhere. She might go there. Okay, yeah, there she is. Rocket belt. Okay. Yeah, should have gotten her there, I think, but it's fine. Get the crab. And be happy with that. And also look mid here, see if they're maybe low. Okay, she wants to die. Or... Really need to look mid here and see if they're low and if you can kill them. Or not really, but... Okay, this Jhin wants to die as well. Yeah, just go get your Crocs and... Or actually just do Drake, I think you can do it. The Kindred has to reset, she was super low. And at this point you do it quickly enough, even on your own. Definitely don't use anything except for your Q here though. Like, don't use your W, don't use your E, in case you need to escape. Or fight. Okay, Kindred, she wants to die. Like, literally kill her if she comes. Just place a W and like, kill her. See, like, just understand that this is illegal what she's doing here, and this kind of stuff happened like 20 times already this game. Sometimes you just didn't play well enough mechanically, but like, just understand that you can go for these plays. Yeah, definitely just E over the wall here. Oh, you're actually kind of low. Yeah, oh. You're dying to the Leandris. Ult. Yeah, the Leandris burn killed you.
Okay.
Yeah, was... It's fine. Definitely a difficult game because of the Trinity. He's like, people in this elo are just not able to deal with this kind of split pushing. Just go to your Crux and jungle up here. Also, when you go for the Drake like this, maybe I should have said that, but like, definitely ping a bit for your team maybe to come and help you. You could try to steal this. Ekko's very good at stealing. They're not doing it fast, I think. Just when you're there, place a W over and try to steal it. Yon even wants to fight, maybe. Just place a W now? Oh, okay, it's gone. Oh, whatever. Just jungle. Like, there's... it's gone, right? Like, no reason to go over there. And you have also stopped jungling for a long time now because this game is just such a clown fiesta, so... Really just make the decision. Also need your red smite upgrade. Again, like, definitely look mid here. Since, like, if you see people like this where you can go on them from the side, just look there. Yeah, you can kill them. You can just kill them. Place a W, go over the wall here. Like, they're all dead. They're actually all dead here. Attack the other ones. Like, get your passive on them. Ult. Yeah, that was okay. You could have, again, like, if you're just a bit better mechanically, then you just probably get more done here, but just, I think just realizing, right, that you can even go for these plays, I think it just already should be valuable for you. Because I bet that, like, half of these plays you wouldn't have went for if you were playing on your own.
Yeah.
And, like, this is for sure such a problem, though, for winning the game, what this Trinamir is doing here. I don't know. I guess just go and... What?
Rift?
I don't think you're really allowed to do that at this point because the Trinamir will probably do it. Yeah, just try to get your jungle. At this point, your jungle is contested here, right? Because you have no towers.
Yeah.
So you're happy if you can even get it. But again, you're in bronze 1, so people just don't even take it. But like, usually your jungle would just be gone here. This 6, what he's doing is also illegal. Like, literally just place a W somewhere and he's dead. You probably don't even need the W. But yeah, I mean, at this point you let him walk too far away, but... This is kind of stuff we can also see in the replay. I don't know what Ashe is doing, why she's not playing the game. Yeah, just keep jungling. Or yeah, I guess, yeah, see if you can steal it away. See if you can steal it away, maybe if the Trinamir is doing it. Oh yeah. Unlucky. Maybe like you could have just tried to steal it, of course, but you ult back if you need to, but definitely get the camp below you here. The Kindred stack is also on it. And it's also your last thing for the red smite upgrade as well. And look mid. I think the Aurelion, yeah, is in 1 HP. So like, if you're walking through all the minions here and he sees you from like 10 minutes ago, then of course you're never gonna kill him, right? Yeah, just shove it in here, honestly, though. I guess are they actually ending? Wait. You can kill them, though. Like, just walk, I think. Walk from behind and try to kill them. Oh, they're actually going for end. Holy shit. Man, they have such a tower pushing comp. Yeah, the way you use your rocket belt is definitely not optimal. Okay, you killed the Tryndamere. I mean, you have no Nexus towers at 20 minutes. That's definitely not great, but I think it's still winnable technically. But you actually have no towers here, damn.
Large rod or
Yeah.
boot.
Yeah. I guess just get the boot. No, get the large rod. Yeah, it's better. Get the large rod. Yeah. Generally, you want to buy AP before boots if you can. Like, usually you're just not in the position. Usually you'll have some time where you want to buy the boots, or you can just buy them easier. But in this situation, I think this is gonna help you the most, if anything. Yeah, definitely get your jungle if you can, if it's still up. I don't know, the Tryndamere will probably try to go for a backdoor or something here. Definitely look if you can do something in mid, right? They're kind of pushed up, and you might be able to just flank them from the side here. Sweep also, sweep every time. Okay, no, you sweep, that's good. Yeah. Again, like, man, they're not counter jungling you at all. Like, these camps, they in a little bit higher elo, they would just be gone the whole time. You would have such a hard time even generating gold at this point as a jungler. Actually, just place a W and go there. And you're dealing damage. You can play the game. Ult. Nice. Huge. And kill him as well. Maybe your team will start playing the game soon as well. Run. Stop. See, like, here you need to realize that you're not gonna catch up to him. You don't have any abilities up. And he's just an ADC. So, yeah, that was really unnecessary. I guess Tryndamere's ending. Oh, okay, didn't quite manage. And yeah, these games are so stressful though, when someone is permanently split pushing.
Yeah.
And like, with open access as well. Yeah, your Gwen is level 9, holy shit, what even happened? How is she level 9? 60 farm. Damn. Tryndamere is also a little bit of a difficult champ to deal with as Ekko, because even though he's kind of squishy, you just can never really one-shot him because of the ult, and then he just has a lot of DPS, of course. Yeah, maybe try to get the dread. No, it's gone already. Just get to your top side. Go to your top side. Get the Kindred stack for sure. And this Tryndamere is mentally ill, holy shit. The Heimerdinger, I mean. Someone is saying he feels that Ekko is shit. I think you're just shit at Ekko, probably. That's it. Ekko's pretty good. Definitely be careful. Just recall. Just recall, he will go for end, the Tryndamere. And don't do it in the wave. I think the wave might come and stop you here if you're unlucky. You're strong. No, get the Rabadons. Stop. Get the Rabadons. It's like a 10 times bigger power spike. And that's why you have Futures Market as well. You just kill this guy, I think. Might not even get the... Well, he didn't even expect your damage. Again, I think you're in a super good position to carry this right now. You're super strong. Like, if you have Rabadons at 22 minutes, you're doing incredibly well. It's just that your team has lost too many objectives here. Yeah, place a W somewhere. With E, you can play. Ult back. Ult. Okay, that's fine. Oh, you stepped into the execute ring from Aurelion. And there's definitely some like awareness missing in your gameplay, right? Just playing around abilities and whatever. For sure, there's some stuff missing there, which is normal, right? I'm not flaming you for it or anything. I'm just saying it. That's definitely, yeah. That's something that's gonna be much easier to explain in the replay than like right now in game. It's also gonna overwhelm you a bit, I'm sure. Yeah. Just realize at this point, really, you're still super strong, right? Like you're kind of hard losing in this game because you lost all the towers and you actually have not a single tower, but you have a Rabadon, so you're doing super well on your own.
Clear bottom junk. Is that what?
Yeah. Just farm towards top. And then, like, I guess next base, you definitely should try to get your boots, so you're also a little bit faster.
Mercs, you think?
No, I think just swords here. Again, like, see, when you see them in mid like this, just you can always just go on them from the side and one-shot them. At this point, you have Ravens, you actually just one-tap. They're actually not really allowed to do this. Because, like, low elo players don't know how to endgame. Just place a W and just go on them. Make sure to hit your Q. Ult. See, again, there was your... Okay, I thought you were dead, but... Just dodge the ult of Aurelia next time. Clear this camp really quick. Sweep as well, like, you need to know if you're being spotted here while doing this. Or you're not, but... The red buff will heal you quite a bit. Yeah, you might be able to do something here. You should be. Yeah. Okay. Your E usage is, like, all your ability usage is actually quite uncontrolled, I have to say. Definitely look, like, there's still people pushing your mid in it. Need to look. You almost have ult up again, though. Yeah, just walk at them, honestly, from above, maybe. You might be able to sandwich them. You still have the rep if you're gonna heal a little bit. Place a W somewhere, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Again, see, like, just notice how often you're just wasting your Q. Careful with the Trinamir, he's trying to end. Oh, he might be able to. Damn, that sucks. I mean, yeah, it's fine. There was so much to learn from this game that I don't think you should be mad about losing it. It definitely was a very, very nice game to learn from. I think overall, I would say you have like a good foundation for playing Ekko. You understand the way he should be played, but you're just super impatient with your abilities. Like you just throw them out so much that you're actually missing them a lot, right? Especially your Q. Like if we look at the replay in a second, you'll see how many Qs you just missed, and it's like you need to hit them, right, to be able to even proc your passive. So. Of course, every now and then you will miss Qs and it's not a huge deal, but if you throw them out like this all the time, you're just missing out on so many kills. Yeah, let me just log into an account really quick. But overall, I think that was a very representative game, honestly. I mean, I gave you more active advice, so I guess you definitely were more aggressive than you probably are usually, but still, I think I hope you definitely understood that you can go for a lot more plays, right? With
yeah, that was good.
He lost like 40 LP, but I think that was only because you were like in promos, right? And you lost both games.
Yeah.
So that's why it was minus 40. It wasn't normal MMR. That would be quite difficult to climb with if you're minus 40 LP on a loss. Okay.
Yeah, I think I actually dodged my first one because they took Ekko, and I didn't think that's my promo, but I guess it did.
Yeah, it does. It's kind of good for the MMR, technically, if you dodge promos, so... Not a huge deal. Okay, wait, let me share my screen really quick. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. So against champs like Kindred, like there's a bunch of champs, right? There's Kindred, there's Jarvan, there's Graves. These kind of champs that can E over this wall, or like go over this wall, like for Kindred is Q, over this wall or this wall, you need to place wards, right? Like in higher elos, it will definitely start happening where people they start at the rep up and then they just go over here and they invade you. So you just need that info. It's not a huge deal usually, right? If you have this ward and you get the info, you just go to their jungle and it's fine, you're just trading. But if you don't have the info, you might meet them and then like you might even die if they're much stronger than you, or you just go here and this is gonna be gone and then like you don't want to be here, right? If you're here and nothing is up, then you're just kind of like lost, because then you basically have to go for a gank and you might not always have the opportunity. So against these champs, just ward here. I like to ward here somewhere, just so both entrances are covered, right? Because like they might go over here, but they could technically also just go here. And then if you ward too much here, then you obviously don't have the info. So if you ward here, you will get info from both entrances. Also, in game, you're thinking about warding here, right? But like, why would you ward here and get the info like 20 seconds later or like 10 seconds later if you could just ward here and get the info so much earlier, right? There's no reason. There's no way for them to get in here without walking either here or here. So just put the ward somewhere here, and then yeah, definitely against and in these kind of matchups, you for sure need to place these wards. So I'll always do that. And in other matchups, let's say like Lee Sin, Olaf, Shaco, these kind of champs that might invade you at your buff, or Yi and your Elo, I think even these kind of champs invade you sometimes. Place a ward here, right? Like, see if they, because some of them, they might just want to skill check you and like go from their buff to yours and just fight you. So if you have that info early, then they should be fucked, because your laners should be able to move earlier since they're in your jungle. So yeah, against these matchups, just ward here, and then the other ones where they can early invade you on their own, just here. So yeah, this ward definitely fine. And as I said, I don't think you should get the sweeper early, because it usually doesn't give you any valuable information, right? Let's say the scenario where you're just clearing this and you're recalling, right? And then your base and you look top, and the whole time you can see you if you look at the minimap. Like, first of all, laners usually don't ward that early anyways, but also you can see when they like, let's say they clear the wave, they push the wave in here, and then they walk back. You can just assume that it's warded, right? You don't need the info. You just assume that it's warded and you don't go there. So
yeah,
like,
I heard you mention that in a recent video, and I tried it, and then I kept forgetting to switch out to sweeper, like, because I'm not used to it. So like at like 15 minutes, I still didn't have sweeper. I'm like, what? And so
but that's not like. It's not a huge deal anyways, but overall as well, all this stuff, I'm telling you this because I just want to tell you everything I can, but this is really not the important stuff anyways, right? This is like more advanced stuff that I think about for improving, but it's not the stuff that you need to think about so much. Like, we'll see in a second what really is the important stuff. Also, small stuff here. Yeah, what?
If I keep the stealth ward, like, what way should I try to look to use that early game? Should I try to ward their jungle or ward river, or what do you
depends? Like, it really just think what kind of information do you want. Like, I usually like placing wards just for my laners, right? Like, let's say I gank bot and then I just leave a ward here or whatever. It's just nice for them, right? It just gives them some info. It doesn't usually have great impact or anything, but it also doesn't cost you a lot of brain power to do it. So, right, like, just put a word somewhere where you might think that it will give you info, and then if you keep placing them and you feel like you're not getting info, then just start placing it somewhere else. Here, like, a small thing, but like, look at these HP and just like make this, like, think which one do you need to attack here, right? Like, if we see there's one that has just more HP, and the other ones, they will just tick out. So just attack this one. It's gonna be a small optimization, but just like, it's not that difficult, right? Again, it's one more auto attack. It's really not the big time waste, anyways. Definitely, one thing actually I also wanted to say, like, I think you should lock your camera a bit more. I think you're never locking your camera at all. I think you should not like fully lock it, but center it on you, right? Like, that's what I do most of the time when I'm playing. I'm just centering it on myself, because it's better, and sometimes you're kind of losing your own character a little bit. Or just or you had to move your mouse too much, and that's where you're struggling hitting your abilities and stuff. Gotcha. So I know people recommend to just play without lock camera and whatever. In general, of course, you shouldn't play with fully locked camera, but Ekko is such a short range champ, right? Like, the only thing that even goes out of your vision is the W, or like where you might need to move your camera. The rest of the abilities are super close range, so yeah, just like in fights, lock your camera onto yourself most of the time, or center it. Also helps you, of course, keep track. And then here, like, always, this is good. You just queue back, get all the minions. And then here, just like, be a little bit patient, honestly. Like, wait for your W. What I usually do, because your W will always be on a little bit of cooldown here. Just go in this brush, ping for your team. Basically, communicate with them. Yes, guys, I'll need to have to wait 5 more seconds, and then we can go, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But in this situation, they're actually so overextended that you can even run at them now, even without the W. So, like, but here, you really don't need to flash. Like, especially because what the Ziggs did, right? Like, see what he did, he flashed in here. So, this guy you will get no matter what. And then even the Jhin, he's so low, if you place a W somewhere behind him, yeah, he will at least have to flash Ghost, and he probably doesn't even react properly. And again, this is what you did so many times, where you just E. Like, when you E when you're out of range. Okay, you get into range because you flash, but that's not how you should play, right? You should E when you're able to get into range. Like, don't E like this. Don't E...
So just walk at him more.
Yeah, just walk into range and then E when you're actually in range. Like, okay, as I said, you get into range here, but you're basically using these kind of E's all the time as if you always had flash up, right?
Okay.
We'll see that in the later game as well. Of course, as I always say this, in the early game, it's completely worth to flash for kills, to just start snowballing. It's completely fine, but you really didn't have to here. And then also, your reaction here could have been to just place a W here. This is like literally the only way where Ziggs can even walk, right? Here's your tower. And then here, if you decide to walk here, you will just cut him off anyway. So you can be like a little bit quicker here and place a W. But again, you're like bronze 1. I'm not expecting like too much here. But like this W you're placing here is just because of bad camera control, right? You know that he's not gonna get stunned by this. You should know.
Yeah.
This is too close to him, and you could have easily placed it here or somewhere. So this is just like, I mean, it's actually close because it's still early game, of course. But yeah, and then also here, like. Not a huge deal here because you get him no matter what, but just Q first. Like, slow him first and then just E auto attack. They're almost on the same amount of cooldown anyways, so like you're Eing behind him here just so you miss your Q basically, right?
Yeah.
You could have waited 0.2 seconds, just Q him, auto attack E, and he's dead or something. Like this, it really didn't have to be so awkward. And now you're like super snowballed, honestly. You have twice the amount of gold the Kinrad has basically, almost. And yeah, at this point, I think it's good to invest in yourself because it's just gonna make you so disgustingly strong.
Yeah.
And like usually, when you recall here, I mean, you've watched my Raptors Path video, right? Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because usually, if you just recall here, you should do like Gromp, Blue, and Crab to get level 4. But since you spend some time fighting on bot here, the Crab is up, so it definitely has priority, right? Because if you take it and then go back to jungling, it's also cool. And then here, like, you could have punished her so much better. If you just go here and place a W somewhere here, instead of walking at her, like, you're giving her so much time to react to you. If you instead, you could just use the Fog of War and completely surprise her. And it's a half HP Kindred at this point, and you have so many items. You just one-shot her here.
Yeah.
And even with this, I think you could just kill her. I think your W could have been more here. Still, like, this was a little bit too close. And then here you really had to do the EQ combo a little bit quicker. And then I think you would have still been able to E on her. The EQ combo was just a little bit too slow. Yeah, if you just do it... maybe you're just too far away. I'm not sure. Yeah. Like, at this point, you can basically already turn around. Like, you should know that you don't get her here.
Yeah.
And then you should just be fine with getting this camp. Actually, so weird that this camp is up still. That's very odd, honestly. I guess you could have invaded there, but you know, you should not even expect this camp to be up since she was just full clearing. Actually, it's kind of weird. And then here, yes, of course, you kind of want the stack here, but if you go here, you're just kind of fucking up your pathing. I think. I don't know. This is a difficult situation, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go there and then look to kill bot. And it's probably gonna be okay, but of course, for that to happen, you would have to also walk over here and they get full info and everything, so... I think the best play here is to literally just go back to your jungle and clear, you know? Like, clear down, accept the fact that the crab's probably gonna be gone. And then here, I guess... Yeah, you probably should have helped her push in the wave. Okay. Yeah, I think actually also just gank her again. Like, because this guy's kind of low, and he doesn't even have flash, he only has ghost. Like, after you clear the crab, just go top right away.
Gotcha, yeah.
Because that's the thing. When you're in the river, you just think of it as like a crossway, basically. I don't know if that's a red word, but just think of it this here. Either you make the decision to go down here, or you make the decision to go up here. But both are fine, right? Just don't do something like going in here and then going top, because that's just gonna fuck up your jungle timer. But if you just make the decision to go top here right away, your jungle is still going to be up for you to take afterwards, so it's completely fine. And yeah, in this situation, since your Gwen is super low HP, she just wants to get out of this lane. I mean, she doesn't have a lot of gold to spend anyways, but she still wants to get out of this lane. So just help her shove out the wave. Probably you can easily kill the Tryndamere here, he doesn't even have flash. So yeah, you just didn't really look top enough in the in-game, I guess. And also, if you look at this wave, he kind of fucked it up. But if you look at this wave, it's so big from him. This wave, like the red minions, there's so much more. This just basically means that the wave will go into your side, right? Because there's more minions from his side that will push. So he'll have to walk up in the lane. Of course, she can change that if she just queues the wave here, which she does in a second. But generally, if there's so much more minions from him here, like, see, we only have 3 caster minions. He has like 7 or something here. It just means that the wave should go in this direction here, like down to your tower. But yeah, as I said, since she queues it, I mean, this is still fine. Yeah, I think now she just dies. You could have been there, I guess, but now you're just too late, and it's fine. This is not the end of the world. Like, this basically... You could have prevented that, but it wasn't your fault that it really happened, right? It was just the Gwen playing bad. So just sometimes you need to play your own game. And then the Kindred goes for an invade here. Very interesting. And then, like, she does this, right? This is not allowed what she does here. She has also spent some of her gold, so she's not super weak, but still, your gold, like, if we just add this up, she has 700 gold spent here. And you have like, what, 850 and 350, so 1.2k, right? So you're just stronger than her here still. Again, the W placement, just, I think you could have been further behind her, and then you maybe even catch her. She has flash, so she could have always flashed, but especially in your elo, people just often, they don't even flash out of the W because they don't respect how long it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is a difficult situation to fight since you used your abilities to get over here. Yeah, like, see, there's no reason to place it so close to her. He's gonna keep running, just place it here. Like, she shouldn't die no matter what, but still. And then what keeps happening here is still so legal. Now definitely cure her, like slow her.
Yeah.
Like, look, like, this is... She has to flash here. Don't even take that tower shot. You should know that she's out here, but at least you got her flash, so that's super good.
Yeah.
Like, just, this is, for example, something I'm sure you wouldn't have punished on your own. You wouldn't have gotten her flash if I didn't tell you. Like, just realize that this, what she did here is just illegal. And understand that you're super strong here. That's what really the most important takeaway I need you to get from this session. It's just like, if you have the items, understand that you can punish people. And like, I know because people on the Ekko subreddit and whatever, they say like, Ekko is such a weak early champ, you can't get any kill. That's the biggest amount of bullshit I've ever heard. Like, these people are just so fucking bad at the game, they don't understand it. It's like, with Ekko, if you have items like this, you can win against any champ in the early game, you just need to play better. Honestly, it's always a skill issue. Like, in this situation, you might even be able to do Drake here, actually, now that I think about it, because, in my opinion, if you have the blasting one, you're actually able to do the Drake. You deal enough damage, so... Yeah, you can look to do it. And in this situation, you know that the Kindred is just base. Your bot lane, we saw them base as well, I think. And also, now you don't have a lot of stuff to do, right? None of your jungle is really up. So maybe you should have even went there before recalling, because now, of course, you gave them time to come as well.
Yeah.
But I also didn't really see that in game this way, I guess. And then here, I think the better decision would have been to just walk down here so you have your E up, right? Because using your E to get over here means you won't be able to reach them for the next 9 seconds, because it's a 9-second cooldown in the early game. Definitely think about this stuff. Like, yes, you want to be there as quick as possible, of course. But at the same time, if you E over here, which we will see now, you're just not really able to fight them. Also because you wasted your flash earlier. If you hit your Q here, you might have been able to stun him, I think. Because you slow him in your W. Let's see, I mean, the W where you placed it was fine, I would say. Yeah, this is an expected area for them to fight. Yeah, if you hit the Q, of course, he will be slowed in the W, and then you might be able to proc passive and do more. But the big problem here in this fight is just that you don't have your E to get on the Kindred or anyone else, right?
Yeah.
So I think just making the decision to go down here, and then maybe they also might not even expect you to come anyways, right? So they maybe they're stupid and keep doing Drake on like 1 HP, and then you just come in from the side here and kill them.
Yeah.
So now this is just kind of an awkward fight. I guess it's still fine. I think what I would have personally done here is just E over here, like stay closer to the wall. I mean, okay, it's good that you're not taking damage from the Kindred by walking away, but also I think since she was so low HP and you just need an EQ to kill her, basically, you should have just looked for that, in my opinion. Like, I don't know if... but, like, see the amount of damage you deal to this guy as well.
Yeah, it was a lot.
You just half HP him with one combo, yeah. Definitely need to get out of here at this point, though. Like, everyone's moving, you're on the space. Yeah, at this point, just get the red buff and jungle. Like, the Drake, it wasn't even gone for some reason because your Yone actually did something here, I guess.
Yeah.
Should have been gone, though. And this just, like, this kind of lost you the game, honestly. The fact that this Heimerdinger was, like, an idiot and went top, and so the Gwen thought she had to go bot, and the Tryndamere was just free scaling on the side. And that definitely sucked. Not really something not much you can do about it, because... okay, I guess he didn't have ult, but nobody in your team pinged that. So if you have that info, you can dive here for sure. Like, he's not gonna dive you with that ult, I don't think, even if you're low HP. He might be able to, but he's probably not gonna. So I think the safe play here is to just farm. Right? Just make the decision to farm. In the early game you did fine when it comes to that. Of course, I also told you to just go farm. But in the later stages, you definitely stopped farming quite a bit. It was not super, like, it wasn't really, like, entirely your fault, I would say, because it was just everyone perma-fighting, but still. I think sometimes you just need to ignore the noise and just fight, right? And you were so ready to just drop this cannon. But just, League of Legends, it's kind of cringe to say, but it's a numbers game, you know? It's about the gold you can generate. Like, why would you just leave 72 gold? Like, a kill is 300 gold, you would never ever leave a kill, right? Like, if you know that you get a kill. So why would you leave a third of a kill? It's not a small amount of gold. And it adds up, right? If you leave this kind of gold on the map for no reason all the time, then it's gonna make you so weak for absolutely no reason. You know, like, don't even, like, at this point you see these seconds you're taking to go here and E over here is just completely wasted. At this point you should just understand that the Drake is done, like, and you could have spent this time clearing. Like, from now on, like, from 50 seconds to... let's see, like, when do you start? Like, 15 seconds just wasted, right?
Yeah.
50 seconds.
It was worth trying to get the gold on the dragon, but you
It's 25 gold, right? It's 20 only if you last hit it, so it's not worth going there if it's already done. Yeah, now definitely, like, you need to look at your gold and this stuff all the time and see, like, because at this point you don't want to go base before you can get your rocket ball, because if you go base now, you'll have all the components and you'll have to stay on the map, right? You don't want to go base again right away, usually. So in this situation, you should look to just generate the gold to get your rocket belt.
Okay.
And then the way you went for the dive here, it was, like, super impatient as well. I think Eing over here is okay. Definitely, just the reason I wouldn't personally have done this is because now they have info on you. Oh, they actually don't. Oh, they actually don't, though. I guess kind of lucky that this ward is not placed here or whatever. The hero would have spotted you. Overall, I just think in this situation, since you're, like, 3v1 here, basically, you could just go here and just run him down under his tower. But I guess generally, if you go for dives, it's not a bad idea to go from the side. The big mistake is only the fact that you just place your W now. Like, why are you placing it now?
Yeah, that was dumb.
Like, you have no way to ever get in there unless you want to flash, but even then, like, that would be, like, the worst flash of all time, basically, because you still don't have the E. So, like, just wait, like, super impatient, just wait for your cooldowns to come up again, like, especially your E, of course, since you used it to go over the wall here, and also the big thing here is to just wait until your Ashe is pushed in the wave, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if you have the rocket belt, you have the range to go for this, but without the rocket belt, you just wait for him to be under the tower, and then you go. And, like, this was super risky as well, because, of course, we even had info on the Kindred, right? We knew that she was around here, so if this takes too long, you might just fuck up quite a bit. Now, she's still level 5, though, so... and you're level 6, so... yeah, as I said, but you really want this gold so you can just get the rocket belt. So even if you die here, it's not the worst stuff, I guess, since you at least get a good power spike. And then now also with the W, of course, you make yourself known, right? Now they for sure know that you're somewhere here, but you have no way to follow up here. You still need to wait 7 seconds for your E to come up. So there was definitely a bit of a mistake. The Kindred just didn't react because she's bronze, right? Like, in a higher elos, this would have definitely been punished. And then, like, at this point, you have your E up again, and this guy is half HP, so, like, you just understand that you need to kill him now, right? Like, if you're gonna stay too much longer here... Wait, did they... no, but, like, not a single ping coming down from them, that's so crazy. Like nobody that Jin didn't even ping for help or anything. I guess that's why the Kindred also didn't move, but yeah, I mean, usually the Jin would have probably been like, what the fuck is happening? You help, help, help. And then the Kindred would have come, but I guess things just happen differently in bronze sometimes. But at this point, you should just look to get the kill as quickly as possible and get out of here, right? Because you should be known at this point. And understand that he's half HP, you have your EQ up, you have Smite, you have ult, you can just EQ, auto attack, proc your passive, and he should be dead. Like, you need to understand these limits for sure. And again, like, don't even flash. Like, why are you flashing? You're in range here.
Yeah.
So, like, you basically wasted your flash on cooldown this game.
Yeah.
Like, where is he gonna go? He doesn't even have flash, but, like, literally, you're in range here. If you just walk here, like, walk a little, again, like, you're just eating too early. You're eating so early that you need to flash to get in range, but you could have just done, like, 2 more steps and just EQ on him, proc passive, and it's, like, clean kill. No flash needed. Like, the amount of range you use for your flash is so low, right?
Yeah.
You're basically in his face with the flash, and that should never be the case. If that's the case, it means you just didn't use your abilities efficiently. And I would say it's still even somewhat worth, because you still get like the rocket build upgrade and whatever. And then here I think you should just leave, right? You don't really know who else is coming. I mean, Ziggs was like nowhere the whole time, so he could just be behind her. You can still bully her here a little bit, but you really don't need to. You have a nice base to take. With the Futures Market, you have your rocket build here, it's at 1.48, so yeah, you can go in debt and get it. And I wouldn't even go base so greedily here, right? Like, just take it, like, go here or whatever, go base, and you'll never ever die. And it's just a small amount of time wasted. And here, like, if you want to punish her here, then just be quick about it, though, right? Make the decision to go in now. Like, this is just, like, too slow. And now you get punished for it. Yeah, and because you missed your Q, you didn't slow her, she's just able to kill you. But again, like, a big shutdown, of course, to her, but it's still kind of okay. Simply because you have a... It's like, now you actually have the rocket build at 10:30. Right?
Yeah,
So
that's good.
that's definitely very good. At this point, you can look to really accelerate the game. Definitely just the whole time the problem. You see, at this point you're still gold ahead. You even have the first Drake. The big problem is, of course, the Trinamir the whole time.
Yeah.
But still, like, this isn't game lost, man. But he's level 9, though. That's definitely a problem. This Heimerdinger. And in these situations, okay, in this situation it's good to go top. But overall, I would usually just look if this camp is up, right? If you go to the crab right away. Before you clear your own jungle, just quickly check here if this camp is up, and just try to steal it away. You do it so quickly as Ekko, you should always look to do that. But like in this situation, it's definitely the right thing to go top, because he has a big shutdown. Also, one thing, you definitely didn't press tab enough in game, right? This is the first time I saw that the Yone had a 400 gold shutdown in this game. That's super valuable information, right? You need this kind of information. If we press tab here, we can. There's so many things we can learn from it. We learned that this Gwen is fucking useless. She has no farm. She's like 3 levels down, which just should give you the decision making to just not really play with her. You know that this guy is super fat. He's level 9. He's 200 gold shutdown. Right, is telling you he's super strong. But also you can see that your Yone is a 400 gold shutdown, so he's also doing really well. Right, he's someone to play with. And also you need to know when you yourself have a shutdown, right? So you maybe don't go for super risky plays and this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So like this kind of information was also missing quite a bit in game. Yeah, and then like here you miss your Q. Like at least here you did go for the EQ combo, but I guess generally in these situations just try to always do the EQ a little bit in the path of where they're gonna run, right? This guy's never gonna go in this direction, so just throw it a little bit in his path. And if you're not like super confident in your EQ combo, like don't even do it in this situation. You could have just eat and then Q'd and made sure to hit the Q. Yeah, this is like fine. I don't even know why he's focusing the Yone. He's never gonna kill him. It was definitely good that you Q'd him here to slow, and then you got it. That was definitely fine. And I think now just jungle, right? Your whole jungle's up the whole time. If you get it now, you're doing so well. Like, you actually had so many items this game. You really just had such a problem on the top lane. But even then, I think a bunch of situations where you definitely misplayed a bit mechanically that could have made the difference. Like here, you see, like you see on the minimap that all of this is happening, and especially you see that someone in your team died. Just look after that. Look how the HP is looking after someone died or after the people fought. Always get that info. It will dictate your decision making, or it should. Right? In this situation, by the way, do you know that you can E over this wall?
I didn't think I could E over that angle. I thought I had to go out the top.
Because you always did that, right? Yeah, I noticed that. And because you can. I mean, it's fine to do both if you have Rocket Belt. Honestly, like with Rocket Belt, you have enough range anyways. But there were some situations where you should have eat over this wall later on. We'll see that though. Yeah, like you're giving them so much time to react that you really don't need. Like, just go here. Like, literally, just walk here. Does he? Did he even spot you though? I don't think he did yet. Like, now he spots you, right? Like, he really doesn't need to have this information at all. Just go here, place a W here. You literally probably get all of them. Get their sums at least.
I see, yeah.
And definitely focus the Aurelian here, right? You're Eing on the Ziggs for no reason when you can just E on the Aurelian and kill him right away. And then you cancel an auto attack. Like, this was just such a mechanical misplay right here.
Yeah, okay.
So like the decision making misplay here is to not just go through the brush here. Like, even if this is warded, you're still in a better position to get on them because you're just a little bit more behind them, right? And they're gonna go to their tower, of course. But also, if you have the sweeper on, you're playing in bronze. Like, people often just don't even react to you because they're not seeing your icon on the minimap if you're sweeping, of course.
Yeah.
So like, just go from behind, place your W somewhere here, get on the Aurelian right away, and you kill him, and he doesn't even get any spells out. So like the big mistake, the big mechanical mistake is to make the decision also to go on the Ziggs. And then again, your E is just too early. Like,
yeah.
Okay, I mean, in this situation, it's better than in the other situations because you kind of need to get into range. But like, also just E over this wall here. I think that would have been a little bit smoother. It gives you some extra range as well. Like, just E over this wall at an angle. And then get on the Aurelian. I guess you need to do E and then Rocket Belt in this situation to even get on the Aurelian. So this is like fine. This E usage actually wasn't bad. But yeah, just the decision to not go on him right away to one-shot him. Because then he could have never stunned you or anything, right? And you would have proc passive probably been able to get more stuff done even. And these kind of situations, they actually happened like a bunch of times now as well. Yeah, and then here, see, like, you see the Kindred fighting. You see that she's on 1 HP. That's why you also need to look here, right? You did look here in game, of course, because I also told you. But you just see this, and then just keep looking at what she does. Okay. Like, now we can expect her to, since this crap just came up, you can expect her to either go there, or if she doesn't, then like she's walking around, like, especially because stack crap, right? Yeah, and that's what she's doing. And here I think if you just like E Rocket Belt, now she's just dead, right? 100%. I mean, she has ult, but you can kill her afterwards anyways. So like here you're just too slow with the Rocket Belt. You let her Q. If you're just a little bit quicker here, you definitely catch her. And she might not even have the reactions to ult then anyways, right? The Q was such a mistake here. Like, in this situation, you really just, your biggest focus, since she will die from your E anyways. Realize that, right? With your items, the E will execute her. Okay. With since you're or at least E smite. And then of course, when you're on her, you can still Q her, right? It's not like you need to do. This is a situation where you shouldn't have done the EQ combo simply because it gave her the chance to Q away. Like, the right reaction would definitely been to just E Rocket Belt smite, and she probably doesn't even have the reactions to ult, realistically. And then she was even greedy and stepped kind of close to you here as well. Like, you see this? Yeah. You could have tried to run at her again, honestly. Like, you might not catch her because you don't have the Rocket Belt now. But if she's stupid and she does like one more step here, you might be able to just EQ combo her. Yeah, it was a little bit out of range, but when she was so greedy, she definitely wanted that stack. But this is what I mean, right? This is why you can punish low elo Kindred so easily, because they overcommit for these scraps so much. Again, you could have just eat him here. I mean, he flashed no matter what, but still, the fact that you didn't even go for the E, just to make sure to stun him. W was fine. It could have been a little bit further behind, maybe even, but was okay. But you placed it from out of vision though, right? I think.
I thought so. Let's
Yeah,
see.
I think so. I think you did. You just stepped out after. Yeah, so this is good. But like E on him right away. Like just E on him. You're just. I don't know why you're not Eing on him. You're in range here. And then like maybe even though especially because the Jin is on 1 HP, I think you would have killed him actually, right? He flashed behind the Jin. I think your return Q would have even killed the Jin then, because he's so low here, and he basically would have carried you to him. See, like imagine you're on him there, and then you can position in a way where the return Q hits the Jin, and it's no big deal because you're full HP. You can easily ult after that and whatever. I mean, you probably could have gotten both there. Definitely the Jin though, or at least got his flash. And then I think this is a very good situation to just do Drake. Because, like, it should be, like, I don't know, wait. Gwen was here and she was on 1 HP. Where's Yon? Ah, he was dead. I think it's still a good situation because, like, Jin is on 1 HP, he has to recall. This guy is getting pushed in, he also just flashed away, he's probably not looking to fight. And then we know the Kindred is on 1 HP or she's reset, so this is a good situation to do Drake. And then also, of course, the Kindred walks up to you in a second here and she dies for it, so... But you just need to realize as well that this guy, if a Kindred is walking to you with half HP, you just kill her. And she actually had ult up here as well. She just didn't use it. This is what I mean, right? Bronze Kindreds, they just don't use their ult sometimes. She just didn't expect you to kill her here for some reason. Again, let's see though. Like the W wasn't super good. It was too close to you again.
Yeah.
Definitely... Like I would have placed a W here probably, because that's the only path where she's gonna try to escape, and you even have the extra movement speed from the crab, which is really nice here. So like this W, it doesn't even provide you with the shield, right? Now this is exactly where you would have wanted the W to be, but you didn't even need it. But let's see though. Like, do you even know the like quick rocket belt combo?
No, I don't know. I know if I use Rocket Belt too close to E, it like cancels it out. So I try to chain them together.
Yeah, you should do like the EQ combo, and then you can rocket belt to reset your auto attack timer. It does that, right? Like it's actually. But you don't really do that. Yeah, but you never do that. I mean, it's also not one of the things you really should focus on, but just be aware that it exists, and maybe like maybe practice it if you want to, of course. But it's not necessary for your elo. But like these rocket belts are not super high value, right? The only value you get from them is your is the damage basically, and that's like the absolute bare minimum of the value you want to get from it. Like you don't really need to get in range. Like this way, you're not proccing passive right away. You could just glide through her basically. You could just EQ rocket belt right and then proc the passive right away, and she actually doesn't have any reactions to ult then, especially not in this elo. But yeah, like now you definitely see like this is why you shouldn't use your E. Right? When the Drake is contested, you should never use your E.
Yeah.
And at this point, you need to expect that it's going to be contested because the Kindred, of course, saw you just doing it, so you should expect that people are going to come here. Yeah. Yeah, like this is why you should only use your Q for clearing Drakes on your own. You still live here, but it's actually kind of close. Also, like, don't stand still, right? Like, why are you standing still? At least keep moving, so they're going to have a harder time hitting you. Of course, all you want to do here is get out, but like just walk back and forth here at least, so the Ziggs can't hit free bombs on you and stuff. Really, no reason for this to be this close. And then you actually even died because you weren't aware of the Liandry's. See, like I saw on your bar here, right? You have the Liandry's debuff, and you see that it's still burning for quite a long time. So you definitely had to ult here. Definitely could have been scary though, because you might have ulted back in here. But then you could have still flashed out, of course. It's definitely better than dying here.
Yeah.
Also, let's just see, wait. If you could have maybe just dodged the Aurelion thing, anyways. I don't know how big the range was here. Yeah, but like as I said, the biggest mistake, honestly, just to use the E anyways.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, you just had to ult, but yeah, it definitely is a little bit difficult because of the fact that your ult was still in the pit.
Mm-hmm.
And now the Drake's sadly gone. Now you just need to jungle up, right? Like your farming is definitely slowed down. You're only on like 5 CS per minute here.
Yeah.
But the thing is, of course, that nobody else is farming well either in these games, so it's just like if you're slightly above average here, you're gonna have an easy time. Like in the early game, you're doing well farming wise, but yeah, it definitely slowed down a bit. And then this is what I mean. If you see this kind of stuff, you're like, if this engage angle is so massive, you just place a W here, you get all of them. It's from out of vision as well. Like in higher elos, this might even be warded, but in this elo, it's not even warded. So this is the most free quadra kill I've ever seen. Basically, you have everything up here. I think you even get some kills here, right? Yeah, you do. But like this could have actually been a quadra kill. Let's place a W somewhere in here. They're all kind of low, anyways. Let's see, like, who would I personally target here? I think I would just one-shot the Ziggs or the Kindred right away. Probably the Kindred even, so she can't ult. Then, like, and then you just see how the fight plays out. Of course, it's kind of difficult to know. But, like, again, this Rocket Belt was so unnecessary, right? It was so unnecessary. You're already in range. Like, keep your Rocket Belt for situations where you actually need to get in range. Especially against teams like this, right? They're so range heavy. They're like 4 range champs and 1 champ that's super quick. So like against all of them, your rocket belt is huge value. Like using your rocket belt when you're already basically over here is very unnecessary. All you had to do is to take one more step and then you auto attack him here. You're still in the ring and then you still have the rocket belt up to play with afterwards. Definitely a little bit unfortunate. And then in this situation, right? You're literally wasting auto attacks on the Jhin that's not gonna take any more damage. So just make sure to... I think the optimal play here would even be to just apply stacks to the other ones and then proc it as soon as the Kindred ult runs out, right? Like apply 2 stacks to the Ziggs here, and then apply 2 stacks to the Kindred maybe, if you can. I don't think it lasts that long, but still, like, just apply some stacks. And then you hear, like, just know when the thing will expire, right? You see there's some stuff coming down, and then it will expire. So just time your ult with that, right? Like, now ult. And this ult was actually pretty good, but because you were able to get it, this could have definitely been smoother though. Let's see. Like I think that's why you should have just focused the Kindred right away. She might have been able to react, but again, if you do your W here somewhere and you E over this wall, I think you might be able to just kill the Kindred before. Yeah, she wasn't stunned very closely here, so that's why she was even able to ult. Yeah, and then super important here, right? That's also, I don't know if you watched my mechanics guide, but like the one thing I said, like the ult, of course, it has so many different values it can provide. It deals damage, it heals you. But in this situation, super important, it also dodged the ability, right? It dodged the Aurelion ult. Like, imagine if you don't use your ulti, you're just gonna get stunned and you don't kill anyone. It's like super important that you also use your ult in this situation to just dodge the Aurelion ult. I felt in some situations you're not super good at understanding when the Aurelion ult stuns. I feel like... Like, in some situations you definitely didn't react to it as if you knew, but... Yeah, I think it just comes down, right? Like, now we will stun you, basically, so you can easily time that with Ekko ult. And again, I don't even know if you had to flash here. Did you? I think you had to E up, right? Let's see. Yeah, I think you had, right? Yeah, you ult now, and then you E on him here. Okay, he flashed away, yeah, that's why. No, it's fine. Yeah, it's okay that you flash here. Yeah, I mean, your team kinda didn't do that much in this fight. Again, if you're aware of this angle, I will also make a video about this kind of stuff at some point with the walls and whatever you can use. I mean, I actually did at some point. It's a pretty old video of mine where I talked about these walls. It's definitely good to know that this wall is definitely a very useful wall, right? Because especially when you're diving, let's say you want to kill the Aurelion here with your Yone, you might just walk in this Raptor Pit and just place a W here, E over. It's such free kills oftentimes. It's like, I would say it's the most common way I personally gank mid is just by diving and using these walls. And it's not a difficult wall to get over, you just need to stand here. And then, you know, like you can also do it from the other side. I sometimes fuck that up because you need to stand somewhere like here, but definitely important to know that you can do that. And with this rift, always take the portals, right? It just saves you a bunch of time. And just imagine if everyone else is using it, you're just gonna be slower than everyone else for absolutely no reason. And at this point, you're really not in a position to actually contest the Herald. I mean, you can check for it, which you basically did to a little bit too late, but you can check for it and maybe just try to steal it away, of course, since you place a W here, E in there and whatever, and then smite it away, that's fine. They can't really punish you, they don't have any hard CC, you just ult away if you need to. But yeah, at this point, don't go there right away or anything, because it's a very contested and they're definitely in a better position. I mean, you're still stronger individually than the Kindred by quite a bit, but overall your team is just inting quite hard. And then definitely make sure to get this camp right so the Kindred doesn't get it. And also, so you get, like, so many reasons to get it here, right? The biggest reason, first of all, is just, like, there's no reason not to get it. Because you just want to, like, where are you even going right now? But then, like, the second biggest reason, of course, is just the Kindred mark is on there. And then, of course, also you just want this upgrade at this point, because it's going to give you a better smite. It's going to give you the damage as well and slow and that stuff. So, yeah, like, definitely don't leave that up. And then here, like, okay, you can never kill him anyways, because this is warded. So even if you walk here, you're not going to kill him. But just, like, all of this time is just wasted. Honestly, like, the only thing you should do here is throw a Q, get the wave, and that's it. You're not going to kill this guy. Yes, he's super low, but if you're chasing him, you're basically like a dog running at a ball or whatever, right? You're not going to get him. Okay, I mean, a dog might get a ball, but this is like, you're not going to get him. He's not that stupid. He sees you walking the whole time. He's just gonna go away, right? There's no reason to make all of these steps that you're doing here. They're even kind of risky. Someone might even be here and punish you for this. So, you know, next time just push in the wave, and that should be it. Yeah, definitely here you have to be careful with these guys trying to end. Again, like, you didn't really look at the minimap, right? Before I told you to go there even. That's definitely something you just need to get into the habit of more. Just really looking at the minimap and seeing what's happening. Like, that's the first step, right? Even looking at the minimap is, I feel like, something you're definitely lacking, but then also actually moving your camera there and getting the important information, that's like the second step. That's definitely super important.
Yeah.
And again, right, this rocket belt gave you absolutely no value. You're already in range here. So, yeah. But this is what I mean. I feel like the fact that you're playing well around the return queues and that stuff, that's definitely a positive aspect of your mechanics. In that way, you're definitely not bad. You're aware of this kind of stuff, but still, like, you're just missing too many queues and whatever because you're kind of impatient.
Yeah.
And at this point, I mean, you're not even, as I said, you item-wise, you're doing completely fine. You have 2 items, you almost have 3 items. I think you get a bunch of free kills now, so at 22 minutes or something at Rabadons, which is, like, insane. If you have a 22 minutes Rabadons, you're usually in a very winning position. This game was just super awkward because of the open nexus. Yeah, at this point, your jungle should be way more contested. Since it's a bronze 1 game, people are just not taking your jungle, but usually in these situations, I usually tilt quite a lot because I don't feel like I'm super at fault here for my team losing so hard, but I'm still getting punished because my jungle will be gone. But so that's why you need to prioritize getting the jungle, is what I'm trying to say. But in this situation, they actually are not even interested in getting your jungle, I guess. But yeah, in general, you should definitely always try to get as much jungle as possible in games where you're losing all your towers. And then here, right, they're so pushed up here. They're not even 5, so you even have the numbers advantage. You just punish them for this. This is like one of the overall biggest weaknesses of bronze players in, like, every single position. It's just they don't know how to end games, so all they do is just run mid and, like, die over and over again, and that's why you can even win games like these, right? So you just punish them for doing this, and they're not even respecting you. Literally, just place a W somewhere here. You can one-shot the Jhin at this point. Be aware that you can just one-shot him. Yeah. If he's not straight up full HP and you have these items, just one-shot him if he's ever in range. And also, what this guy's doing, I mean, you can't really punish him, he's out of range, but yeah, like, if these guys keep playing here, look, this guy's half HP, just E over this wall and kill him. What is he even doing? I mean, you might think your team is super low HP and whatever, but you don't need your team to do stuff here. That's the thing. You literally just kill it. And also, if you press tab more in game, you know that this guy's a 400 gold shot and you really want him. I mean, you get him here, I think. Even. Again, like, right, this just... If you just E over here, you're a little bit closer. And then, like, here, it's super easy to use the ult, right? I remember in game I tell you ult. But, like, really understand that, like, you needed this ult, of course, to ever get the kill here. And then here you need to understand that at this point, turn around, like, turn around. You're 4 seconds. You think he's not gonna kill you in the next 4 seconds if you keep chasing him like this? Yeah. For sure he will, right? Like, turn around now. So just understand, this fight is over for you if you're lucky. Like, If this Jhin is better, he just keeps chasing you and kills you anyways, I think. Like, yeah, he didn't have to be play so scared here anyways. Yeah, then you died to the Kindred, I think. Because you just overchased a little bit.
Yeah.
And actually kind of close that the tournament wasn't able to end here. But yeah, because you got the shotgun, you're so close to Revenants, you're only missing a few hundred gold here with Futures Market. Like, at this point, you can definitely play the game. If you put me in this game, I think I will win this game in your position for sure with these items. Even though Nexus is open. It's definitely gonna be annoying because you will always have to deal with this, but especially now that you're in respawn, it's not even that terrible anymore because the Trinity can't just E over this wall and end, which you did later, of course.
Oh yeah.
Just be like, yeah, now he's coming here, but actually I think, okay, yes, Hullbreaker, so you probably can't kill him. If you wouldn't have Hullbreaker, I think you could just 1v1 him at this point, honestly. He's not that crazy strong. You're actually the same, you even have a bit more gold than him. So yeah, with Rabadons, I think you could have killed him on your own. Even, but yeah, with the Hullbreaker, he's a little bit too tanky. Wow. Wait. Okay, it's only 35. I thought you gained 100 armor. But I didn't even know. The large minions gain the armor, okay. Yeah, okay, I did know that. I thought you gain 100 armor in MR when you're near large minions, but no, it's the minions that gain it. Okay, yeah, okay, so like, he gets a little bit tankier, of course, but he's not that tanky either, right? He has still a Gale Force and that stuff, so if you have the Rabadons, you can for sure 1v1 him. And if he doesn't have ult, like, this is a situation where you should know that he doesn't have ult because he just died here and he used it here for sure, right? Even though you didn't look there. Could definitely have that awareness. Yeah, at this point, you see, again, this EQ, like, you're just... by using this EQ, you're just disabling yourself for the next couple of seconds. And this is like, I don't even know what you're going for here with that EQ. I guess you're trying to hit the Jhin maybe, but just like, realize that this guy is out of range here, and he's a super fast champ as well. Like, this EQ just makes it so you can't play the game for the next 5 seconds, where they might make mistakes. So, yeah, here I guess this is fine that you're trying to flank. I at this point just walk around though, right? Because again, now you're not able to get in here. This W is too I mean, it's okay, at least you're able to proc your passive. Here you definitely should have played way more with your return Q. And honestly, like, take the portal even. Just take the portal next time. Take the portal, then you have your E up, and you can just clean all of them up, honestly. Like, here, definitely, just make sure to hit the return Q on these two guys. And then you can... Look at this ult. Look where it will be in a second. It will be here. You can hit both of them. Yeah, I think... here I was screaming, ult, but you didn't ult. Look at this ult. It would have been so juicy. You would have one-shot the Jhin straight away, and the Kindred probably wouldn't have had the reactions. And these guys, they can't even help, right? They will... If they want to help, they will die as well. So this ult would have... This ult definitely could have changed the game, I would say. If you went for that. Like, even now, you can still ult. You can, like, yeah, there was such a long time window anyways. And then you ulted just, like, a little bit too late. And now you ulted when they're already flashed away. And then here, you're just not aware, right? You're not aware that his E executes you. See, enemies in the center below 10% max health die instantly. And that's where you're at here, right? In a second at least. Yeah, since you go below 200 health, so you just get executed in here. So, like, yeah, that definitely hurts, right? They're all on 1 HP. If you just are aware of this and walk past it, then... I mean, in general, you should just not make the decision to walk through this kind of stuff, of course. Yeah. Like, just walk around here, but you might not catch them anyways here. But maybe you could just E-flash or something. They're all on 1 HP, right? You literally... If you just get past this here, you might be able to kill all of them. Maybe the play would have been to just flash here, EQ or something. Yeah. And they're all dead. Yeah, none of this had to happen if you had just ulted earlier here.
True.
You're definitely behind a bunch of gold, but as I said, like, you personally are doing very well. Like, your team is behind a lot of gold, but you're actually the second strongest player in this game. And that's why you should be able to... You can definitely carry this, right? But it's just you need to be aware of your strength. And again, see, like, what this has been the gameplay for the last, like, I don't know, 6-7 minutes, right? Where we just see these people, the enemies just in mid lane walked up like this and they never place wards here either, right? So every time you can just engage on them for free from the side. And as I said, you have the Rabadons. Understand that if you have Rabadons complete, even if you're not ahead, you can usually just one-shot squishy targets, no matter what. Like, unless they have build MR, of course, but they haven't. So literally just go on them here. I mean, this W could have definitely been more here, right? Because you see that they will keep pushing. Why would they stay here? They're gonna keep walking up. And then again, right? Again, the EQ combo. You're just throwing it out because you're impatient, but you're not in range. Get in range. Like, you really need to get in range first. See? Like, you're Eing, and then the only way you would ever get in range here is Rocket Belt, but that kind of sucks. That's not what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, just take these, especially because you have a lot of movement speed with Ekko. And then here, right? This is what I mean. Here you needed to just ult back. I mean, you actually somehow live because they just cancel auto attacks and shit, but like, this is a situation where you already fucked up a little bit by just wasting your EQ.
Yeah.
So you just need to cut your losses here when you actually are on him now. And like, just dodge the ult. You can kind of see, right? It kind of gets smaller, and you can also see the impact. I mean, if you just played the game a lot, you will get used to when it comes down. But yeah, like, you should have died here, honestly.
Yeah.
It was definitely super lucky that you even lived. And then you just also stayed in your team wasn't really able to help you. Like, never E in here. Like, never ever do this E. In this situation, only play with your Q. They're in your Q range anyways. You don't need to E. And if they're not in your Q range, then fine. But like, these kind of fights, you should never E. Like, yeah, if you just throw the Q, they're gonna step in it. I can guarantee you. And then you just wait for the 2 stacks to be applied, and then you use your E to proc the passive and run, right? That's how your gameplay should have been most of this game anyways, because they're all super ranged and that stuff. But that's just the general gameplay anyways. Because now, even if you have 2 stacks, you're not gonna be able to proc the passive, right? If you use your E to get into the range to hit your Q, then you're not able to proc passive. Like, if you're not using your Q. And then here I told you, get the camp, because it's gonna heal you a little bit. So like, I just Q it next time, right away. I think then it's also gonna target you. Yeah, and see, the red buff's healing you so much. And again, your E, right? Your E is just on cooldown for no reason, because you're using it for absolutely no reason here. This is definitely your biggest mistake. I would say that, like, your biggest bad habit as well, right? Why are you even Eing over here? Like, place a W, walk in here, and then E as soon as you're in range of someone. And you will be in range here of someone, because you're cutting off their way. Like, now you just don't have the E. You're just Eing over here, and nobody is even in your range, but like... And you don't have Rocket Belt either. You're just missing out on a lot of kills here. And again, like, this Rocket Belt, and also the fact that you tanked the 6Q for no reason, definitely a bit of a mistake, of course, but you really didn't need the Rocket Belt here again. This guy is in your face, basically. Like, you're in his face now, right? You really don't need to use the Rocket Belt for closing 1 pixel of distance, basically. So you might want to have it up now when you're fighting these guys, which I think you probably even do. Where you're coming in from behind. This W was fine. I mean, maybe if you really track him and you see that he's running super fast, you might place it even a bit further here, but this is okay, because he's gonna turn around, of course, as well. And again, right? Again, your E, too early. You use it... This is like, actually... This is also where I really noticed it, right? In these last 5 minutes, you used your E bad, like, every single time, basically.
I thought he was just gonna keep running through.
Yeah, okay, I understand. But again, that's why having the Rocket Belt up here would have been good, of course, because then you might have even been able to reach him, even with this bad E. Yeah, I think you would have been, right? Yeah, you're even able to reach him now. But if you have the Rocket Belt here, you can do the Rocket Belt reset. First of all, you're gonna be closer to him, but you're also just getting another stack applied, of course, and then you can proc your passive now with your Q, or you could have. Yeah, so missing the Rocket Belt here was definitely impactful. And then this guy's just going for N and you can't really stop him. Unlucky.
Well,
Yeah.
I got a lot of
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of stuff. Definitely. Like I'll upload it to YouTube in a couple of days, I guess, or like next week probably sometime. But you can, if you already want to watch it back, you can see it on Twitch, of course. That's where I also
Cool.
live stream it. Do you have like any more questions now?
I think that's it, man. Yeah, I think that's it. I just need to go in practice mode and figure out those dashes over walls, because
That's definitely important, yeah. I would say the most important stuff to focus on really is just to use your abilities more patiently, especially your E,
Yeah.
right? Like, actually just prioritize hitting your abilities, I would say, is even the thing, right? Like, really prioritize hitting them. Because it's so many fights you were just throwing your abilities out without hitting them. Because you thought you had to, but you really, like, so many times where you really just weren't in range to use your E, but you still used it, and that's why you're missing it afterwards.
Yeah.
That's like a really big mechanical thing, but I definitely think overall you should be able to climb out of bronze. I mean, you've been silver before anyways, so yeah, I think overall, anyways, the way your recent match history looks, you should be able to climb.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, if you have any more questions, you can always ask me on Discord.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop.